Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to my mullet. I took the plunge. One of the most popular haircuts of 2021. The mullet has made a comeback and it has landed on top of my head. I have taken the plunge and here it is. How you like my mullet? How you like my mullet? For all of you people who are just not feeling the mullet, I'm sorry about it. I'm sorry about it. That's more of a you problem than a me problem. Here's the deal. I have spent many years in the salon working behind the chair. I had a policy as a stylist. I kid you not. I had a long-term, long-standing policy in the salon, and that policy was, I do not provide mullets. I do not cut them. I do not send them out the door. I do not sign off on them. You can't trick me into a mullet. I do not offer mullets. But here's the deal. I no longer work behind the chair. I no longer work behind the chair. And the reason for that was very simple. It was not worth it for me to send a mullet out the door with my name on it. It's not a calling card that I wanted. I never wanted anyone to go around and ask somebody who cut their hair and then to attach my name to it. It was very much that simple. I did not want my name to attach to any mullet in town or anywhere for that matter. But here's the thing, mullets have made a comeback and they're quite fashionable. I'm not so sure that I'm talking about if you have been wearing your same old mullet from 1986 and you just happen to be wearing that same mullet and history repeating has just come back in and you're just still, I'm not so sure about that mullet. I don't know, I'd have to see it. I'm talking about an on-trend mullet, kind of like mine. Yeah, I don't know. An intentional, I had my hair cut into a mullet specifically for an on-trend look to fall in line with fashion of 2021. That's what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about a mullet of modern times, a playful, fun, whimsy mullet. Okay, so that is what I'm wearing today, people. Please learn to love it. I think it's cute. It feels easy. It's fun. It works for what I'm doing right now. For those of you who may not have seen my last video or two, I've been working toward more of a short style, a very something a little bit more simple, so that I could walk out the door with simplicity. Something a little bit, something to feature more of my stronger face, right? I have a stronger face and I wanted to just kind of have a cut for now that just kind of features that for my own personal reasons, right? That if you look back on my last video, I kind of go into more of that. How about that? If you take time for that. It's a really good video, by the way. So, I am rocking a mullet, and like many people, listen. Thank you, Miley Cyrus, for your young, sexy, vibrant self who have inspired so many of us to just find our inner Miley. Listen, I know what y'all are saying. Bitch, you are no Miley Cyrus. Bitch, you are so right. You are so right. I'm no Miley Cyrus, girl. But you know what? She serves as inspiration just the same for so many of us. And I love her music. I love her vibe. I love her energy. I love the fact that she is such a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community. She lives her truth out loud and proud. So Miley, my mullet is, girl, it's for you, girl. I wear it for you. I wear it for you. Thank you. So anyway, enough about my mullet. Let me know down below what you think of it. Please don't be hateful. Please don't be hateful, right? Don't be hateful. But do let me know. Do let me know how you feel about the mullet. Within reason, right? Within reason. Okay, I also want to talk about, let's talk about my GoFundMe out there. I currently have a GoFundMe, which I went all into about in my previous video. It's like an hour long. I mean, it was epic. If none of you sat for that video, you really missed out. I had a story to tell. Boy, did I have a story to tell. It was the most epic, most truthful, raw story. It was detailed. It was just, it was detailed. It was graphic. So graphic. My goodness, was it graphic. It was the kind of story that I would normally charge $7.95 for admission for. It's the kind of story that I should probably have had, I should probably have charged a membership fee for, right? It's the kind of story that I probably shouldn't have really put out to public. It should have really been a membership type story. It's that kind of story. But you know what? I really put it out there because I'll tell you what. Let me be very clear. It does have a GoFundMe attached to it, people, but let me be very clear. The GoFundMe is this much of it. And I know that people get so hung up on a GoFundMe. They're really not in fashion anymore. Trust me. I know when they were in fashion. 2015, 2016, everybody and their brother was doing GoFundMes, not me. I don't tend to jump on bandwagons like that. I'm a trendsetter, right? I'm a trendsetter, except for the mullet. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon. But typically, I'm more of a trendsetter. I don't jump on those kind of things. I wait until everybody else does it, then I'll do it. So here I am, Johnny-come-lately in 2021, and I always said if I have something that I feel is worthy and a good cause for myself, then I'll do it. Well, cut to 2021, I decided to attach myself to a GoFundMe, which again is in my previous video. But here's the thing, people. That video, that story, this much about a GoFundMe, I really consider that story so much more. First of all, it was an ultimate share about my life, about a piece of my journey, bearing my soul out there for public consumption, for anybody that wanted to listen. But more than that, I really think and hope it would serve as an awareness video for trans people specifically, because black market silicone pumpers run rampant through the trans community, because typically trans people have very limited resources, very desperate people, and I would say under the LGBTQ umbrella in general. Now, even though I fell prey to it before I had transitioned, it has still affected my my transition in general. But nonetheless, I've been in and around the LGBTQ scene my entire life, per se. And I have seen my share of pumped up trans sisters, drag queens. I've seen my share over the decades. So I know who these people prey on, and I know why they prey on them. And I've seen people who have lost their lives, literally lost their lives. And then I have seen people who have lost their lives in every way short of death, right? So I do hope that people share that video out, people watch that video and talk about it. Don't just write it off as just some other trans girl talking about a GoFundMe. Because if you do that, you are so shortchanging an opportunity to learn something. You're shortchanging yourself. You're shortchanging a potential trans person out there that could possibly learn from that video, learn something, or maybe be teetering on getting silicone injections, right? They could be possibly the next day The next day, they could be scheduled for injections, and they could come across a video like that, and it could change their minds. Right? So keep that in mind. If you don't want to share it just because there's a GoFundMe attached, think about that message in there, people. If there's one thing that I'm confident in, is delivering my truth. One thing no one can take away from me, say what you will about me, you will not take away my truth. When I put my truth on the table, it is what it is. That is my truth that I place on that table. I don't need anyone's approval for that truth. I don't need anyone's wisecracks for that truth. I don't need any of that. It is just my truth. And that truth is set out there in hopes of helping anyone. It's that kind of truth. It is that kind of truth. So, don't run from it. Don't run from it. GoFundMes are just that. They're GoFundMes. You either donate something or you don't. You don't have to shy and run from a GoFundMe. Don't run from the message. Don't run from the message. That's silly. And while we're talking about a GoFundMe, let me kind of break this down, because I think some people may need just a little bit of education on a GoFundMe. For anybody out there, because their favorite line is to say, get a job. Do you know that corporate entities, well-funded, mind you, corporate entities have GoFundMes just the same to get new projects off the ground all the time, right? People with professional jobs have GoFundMes all the time to get new projects off the ground, or people who have jobs may need an addition on their homes. They may, whatever the case is, people who have jobs and money may need dental work for their kids. Big ticket items, they may need these things. Let me tell you where a GoFundMe comes in for handy. For example, it has nothing to do with what money I have coming in, as limited as it may be, or what savings I have in my bank account, as limited as it may be, right? A GoFundMe is set up in such a way. For instance, I'm asking, my wish list is $8,500. Now, the odds of me getting that, I realize, are slim to none. But the bottom line is, every little bit will help. Every little bit will help go toward my goal. Will go toward my goal to soften the blow for me financially. And to all of you who have been so kind to donate, thank you. And those of you who are going to donate, thank you in advance. But having said that, the idea of a crowdfunding source, it's so easy. It is to do away with the burden of one person having to take a huge financial hit. For example, for me, in order to get this work done that I feel I so desperately need, and it would save me from literally draining my tiny little nest egg out of my bank account for that one thing. Yes, I might have my lower face done, or a piece of my face done, some of my face done, but then I would be, in the end, broke. And if an emergency would arise, I would have nothing. Do you see what I mean? I would have nothing. Same holds true for every other corporate entity. If they take their nut, you know what I'm saying? If they take their nut and put it into a project, and that project tanks, they've lost their entire nut. They lost it. Whereas crowdfunding, no one takes a hit, because everyone is putting in a small amount, whatever little bit they can afford. Obviously, some people are very generous, and some people are in the position to really set people over the top, and that's up to them. Some people are just angels on earth, right? But commonly, that's how this works. $5 here, $10 here, $100 here, $20 here. So we come together as people, as little worker ants, and we make worthy projects happen for people. And in the end, nobody has to take a hit. I don't have to drain my meager savings account. This corporate entity doesn't have to take its entire cash infusion that it may have and gamble it away and possibly lose it. And then there goes the entire structure. Who knows, right? So this is the idea. So all of you people that just say, get a job, you're ignorant. You don't know anything about crowdfunding. You don't know how it works. You just don't know how it works. And you don't care to know how it works. If you don't want to donate, simply don't donate. There is not one person who is running a campaign that ever needs to hear your nonsense that says, get a job. It goes in this ear, out the other. Delete. No one cares. It's ridiculous. It just reads ignorant. So, I hope that helps. Going forward, once again, thank you so much. I know that as soon as I did that, I was surprised to see a few donations come in just almost instantly, and thank you so much. Truly, I really appreciate it. And again, I know it's a very lofty lift. It's a big lift, but whatever I get, it's going to be up a while. It's going to be up, and whatever comes in, it's just going to, it's going to be less that I'm going to have to come up with out of pocket. That's just how it's going to work. Because either way, one day, hopefully next year, I'm going to be able to get something addressed. I'm going to be able to start some procedures and get the silicone addressed and start getting it taken care of. Even if I have to piecemeal it, piece by piece, section by section, on my face, that's what I will do. But everything, every little bit that comes in, that trickles in over time, it's going to help. It's going to help the cause. So thank you. I definitely appreciate it. On that note, I hope everyone has a good day. I hope you all go out and get mullets. Go get yourself a mullet. How about that? Go get yourself a mullet. Do something sassy. Tell them Mallory sent you. Walk into your salon and say, listen, Mallory said to go get a mullet. Mallory got a mullet. Sure did. Mallory got a mullet. And now I want one. And now I want one. All right. Till next time. Loves, hugs, kisses. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.